Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I have no idea what these different locations here are. I don't remember. But what we will do first and foremost is move this army. And I think we'll take these Hell Knights and put them here. And then we will go to the toy box. This is Crusader Army 1. And squads, and we will up those Hell Knights to the lofty number of 500. Go away. You. That lags the game a bit. Then we'll continue to move. That lags the game more than a bit. Okay, there we go. Didn't like that, apparently. Meh. How was that? Get some finance points and stuff. Continue on our travels. Level 6 demon army. Oh, doesn't have any generals, so not that worried about it. Okay, you guys can attack that one. Huh, okay. The Hell Knights do a little tiny bit more damage than the infantry does. Found a belt of giant strength +4. Nice. I think we can move this army over here and set it in the camp. As for the other one, let's move that one in this direction and then go up here. I'm not that worried about you, to be honest. That helps. And for those of you who might not have played the game yourself, or who are looking for any tips, it is recommended that before you take Dresden, to wipe out these demon armies in this area up here. Preferably with 2 different armies. And that does general. That does involve using skip day liberally, actually, so that you can get good. So that you can get enough men and troops to actually defeat these, particularly the ones with the generals, because they can also cast these kinds of spells at you. Is this final army left? I wish I could like this more, but I just don't. I find it a mildly annoying distraction, to be honest. But it's not something that I can do much with, except for what I'm doing. Okay, let's see if we can find the... This is just reagents, but let's travel around here and see if we can get rid of these. Geesh, the speed. Can evade, I will evade. And let's strike camp here.
I have a new idea for a new pastime for you and your little friends. Picnics mongrel style. Rat tail soup, salad made from suspect mutated mushrooms, and constant attacks from cave monsters on all sides while you eat.
That sounds like it will be all the rage next season.
Yep. I can't remember this at all. A hanged man with a masterwork dagger.
As it should be.
An elk. Another elk. What is this place? Suppose we are supposed to go down there. There's a gored corpse over here. Quick save quickly.
The mongrel did it.
The body is covered in terrible wounds. It is clear that they were not left by an animal's teeth, but by a skillful torturer's hand. Oh, delightful.
This is my kind of work.
Oh, I think I remember
That is
now.
not far.
There's one of those guys again. Ah, yes, it's this place. Ah, okay.
Be careful, everyone.
Where did you come from? An incubus. There's more of them as well. Where's the other one? No, I don't think there's more than this.
The light take you!
Out of my sight!
Cover me, all right?
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
There's another one.
Attack!
Into the fray!
Let's try this way.
I think...
prepare.
Who did I put that spell on?
Rules are made to be broken.
Poison.
The road
No.
awaits.
I'm here.
I know I
right,
gave
meditate on your
someone
mistakes.
the...
I will help where I
I am
can.
prepared.
Ah, myself. I think that might be useful. 2 masterwork scimitars and some regular chain shirts. True seeing would be even more useful, but that's a level 6 spell, so we're not getting that anytime soon. Nothing here? Okay.
I'll go ahead.
Let's try not to go into the trap.
This is my kind of work.
Okay, so we have 2 incubuses and Shivial, the pain connoisseur. Okay.
Time's not waiting.
I doubt that...
Let us bide our time.
I think you can make... Yeah, you can make a spell higher.
Watch each other.
Whip of your guts. I don't think a fireball is very effective against these guys. Wasn't totally useless. This is a very awkward angle. I'm gonna go after him, I think.
You won't survive me.
Protection against evil, please. Well, the fireball can't hurt. That didn't do much damage, but... Ugh, with the wisps. Which thankfully seems to be intent on attacking the animal companions. I have no issue with that.
Endure this!
But attacking them is not going to be easy. Didn't do anything to them, even though I thought they were undead. Well, that's him done with. I would like to be able to cast haste. Thank you.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
It's very unlikely that I will be able to overcome his spell
This will
resistance.
hurt.
Okay, that's those 2 gone.
Make every strike count.
His damage reduction as well, and it's pretty substantial, it would seem. Bless? Oh, that one is annoying. I don't think there's much I want to do.
The light, take you.
Maybe a 5-foot step would be good here. Get away from that crap.
A calculated risk.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Thunfix is locked in that thing. I don't think there's much I can do with it though. No, not really.
I will see to your demise.
Of course, he was the one who cast the grease spell too, so I can't get rid of it now.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
At least he comes into combat now, so that's something. If I move there, what does this do? Dazzling him probably isn't the worst thing I can do. He's gonna be a pain
You
to get
won't
down.
survive me.
Precision and grace.
Nope. That helps a little bit, because then I can go back to that.
Distract them for me.
Put him there.
Into the fray! This will leave a bruise.
Ooh, ow.
This should do it.
Endure this.
Yeah, now he's going down. Good. Mr. Thunfix, would you be a dear and remove that grease spell?
A bright future awaits us.
I welcome your company.
That's good enough. Okay. Get some Masterwork Scimitars. We also get a Chainmail of Camaraderie. That one is nice. Belt of Physical Flow, that's Strength and Dex. Good. Cloak of Resistance +2. Ah, I can live with this. Some random loot. Some more random loot. And some more random loot. Even more random loot. Probably more random loot. Quick save, and let's do a Lore Nature here.
Can't hide from me.
This person's murderers were masters of torture. Judging by the wounds, they tortured him for weeks before he died. Get a Righteous Crusader's ring. Oh, that one is pretty decent for our paladin. Whether that is Sila, which it will be for the time being, but eventually it will be Al-Nilana. Let's get out of here. Might want to have a screenshot thumbnail thing here. Yeah, I think that's a thumbnail. Let's go.
No mistakes.
And out we go. Of course, this masked person is going to tell us, I am the answer, but what is the question? I am pretty confident that is exactly what he or she is going to say. I am genuinely surprised.
I know the way.
Got this inconspicuous camp. I should also have a look at the equipment that we have. Not yet. We can set up camp here. And this should be the final one before we go back to camp and rest there. I've traveled across almost an entire continent, but I never met a mongrel until you. But I have heard about other similar beings that appeared in other parts of the world as a result of other cataclysms, not just the Worldwound. Really? So we're not the only lucky ones then? I didn't know that. Nobody in our tribe knew either, it seems. Now this inconspicuous camp is that letter that we got. Crinukh. No Elven notes. I met him once in my playthrough, which I didn't finish, but I got into chapter 5 and I never met him again, so I have no idea about this guy. The aged kobold sitting by the small campfire greets you with an amicable gesture. He does not reach for his weapon or hiss threateningly. All in all, his behavior is highly unusual for one of his kind. His clothes look quite unusual too. Not many kobolds opt for human clothing, nor do they adorn their possessions with spikes or scales. Greetings, my name is Crinukh. I am all alone here, so you may safely come closer. He speaks smoothly, without the usual kobold hissing. Moving slightly aside, the kobold points to the carcass of a small animal on a stick roasting over the fire. Dinner will be ready soon. Kobolds are a rather courteous lot, it would seem. I never expected to receive an invitation to dinner from one of your kind. As a guest rather than a dish, that is. I didn't exactly invite you, Count. My invitation was addressed to the commander. But sit down, help yourself. Beyond the walls of your fancy mansions, you'll find surprises far more unusual than my humble self. Who are you? As I've already mentioned, my name is Crinukh, at your service. The kobold offers a short bow, an unusual gesture for one of his kind to make. As a rule, kobolds do not express their respect to anyone other than dragons. I am a traveller and a friend to the crusade. I can be your friend too, if you are tolerant toward kobolds. Crinukh utters the word tolerant with shocking ease, as if he's something other than the narrow-minded and savage subterranean beast you expect him to be. Kobolds are infamous for worshipping dragons and despising all other races, and few of them would even understand the concept of tolerance, let alone subscribe to it. The crusade has made many unusual friends, but even I haven't met anyone like you before. I'll be glad to see a kobold in our ranks. Sela smiles amiably. Oh no, don't get me wrong. I have no intention of marching within the crusader ranks. Still, I hope that my humble assistance will be of use to you. Wait, what did you just say? Tolerant? Are you sure you're a kobold? Ah, so you saw through my disguise. Crinukh tried to mislead you with sweet words and then ambush you. The kobold utters a loud hiss, which then morphs into an amused chuckle. Of course I'm a kobold. Trust me, you are not the first to be shocked after hearing me speak and realizing that I'm not going to rob or kill you. I'm lucky. If representatives of other races want to be seen as intellectuals or decent conversationalists, they have to read a lot of books, refine their manners, possess a passing knowledge of classical theatre, and douse themselves in fine perfume. Whereas in my case, all I have to do is not lunge at you with a spear or hiss every other word. Was it you who left me that note? The kobold shrugs. Of course, who else could it be? I wanted to make sure that you were interested in the information I can provide. Nod at the bonfire. What are you cooking? Judging by its ears and hind legs, it's a hare. The kobold casts a dubious glance at the animal's mouth, which boasts a set of huge teeth. Or maybe it's a tiger? Depends on your point of view, I suppose. What do you want from me? I want nothing from you. I'm asking for nothing, and I'm simply offering to help. I sympathize with your cause, so I would like to provide whatever support I can from time to time. Does that work for you? The kobold stops and looks at you expectantly. How exactly can you help me? With advice, mostly. Throughout my life, I've seen a lot, and a piece of timely advice can be extremely valuable. Don't you agree? Of course, if your advisor is a kobold, the merits are not so obvious, but you're in luck. This kobold right here has extensive knowledge on a variety of matters that you may find useful someday. After some thought, he nods toward the campfire. One more thing I have to offer is this hare, after it's cooked. How do you know so much about demons? Crinukh gives you a long and heavy look. I've had some experience with them. I don't want to go into the details right now. All I'm saying is that after a rather short, and not even hostile, encounter with them, I stopped eating meat for several years. What's the catch? No catch. I am acting for wholly altruistic reasons, but my motives are something I would rather not reveal. Crinukh turns his face to you and his wrinkles become more visible in the glow of the fire. We just met 5 minutes ago. Don't you think it's too early to expect complete candor just yet? As I have already told you, I am a friend of the crusade. You can choose to trust me, or you can leave. I offer help, and I ask for nothing in return. So the question is simple. Will you accept the claw of friendship from a stranger, or is your distrust stronger than your need for help? Thank you. We will appreciate any help. Crinukh nods agreeably. Then we have a deal. You won't regret your decision. Just drop by my camp every now and then, so we can have a word. Perhaps I will be able to give you some useful tips. Pulling out a small knife, the traveler carefully cuts off 2 strips of meat from the roasted hare. He throws one into his toothy maw while graciously offering the other to you. A strange animal for sure, but it seems edible. The energies of the Worldwound mask everything in illusion. Harmless-looking animals try to eat you for dinner. Dangerous paths appear to be straight roads, and your enemies? Sometimes your enemies can look like your friends. Crinukh squints and looks deeply into your eyes. Have you ever been in a situation like this? First, you think a person is your friend and ally, but then the scales fall from your eyes and you realize they are actually your sworn enemy. So, you catch this person, you tie them up, and then you start thinking, how should you treat them now? Like your enemy? Like your former friend? It is hard to decide. What would you do if one of your friends turned out to be a traitor? Are you talking about someone specific? Wow, your question reeks of paranoia. No, I'm not talking about anyone specific, and I'm not implicating anyone. I'm sorry, it seems my joke has spoiled your sleep for the next few nights. Every traitor must be executed. There is no other way. The kobold grins wryly. That sounded smooth, as if you were reading it from an Inquisitor's scroll. What if you think with your own head instead of repeating slogans? Fine. Let's assume you execute the traitor. Then what? The overall score is still in the demon's favor. Something in Crinukh's voice sounds merciless, like cold steel. You catch a traitor, grab them and shake them till they spill everything they know. Some need to be tortured. Others will crack if you threaten their family, or bribe them with promises of mercy and gold. Wring the traitor dry like a rag mop, and think about war, not about ethics. At least that's what smart people write in books. The fervor fades from the kobold's voice, but subtle glints still flicker in his eyes. You got really worked up there. Who? Me? Not at all. You say that like you're an expert on kobolds, as if you can intuit our deepest feelings and emotions. Guess you're right. What matters most is doing what's best for the cause. The kobold shakes his head, pretending not to care. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I was just sharing my opinion. Then again, if we are discussing traitors, it is fortunate that betrayal is not reserved for mortals alone. Demons stab each other in the back far more frequently. The rumor is that there are at least 2 demon stashes within Dresden, filled with arms and supplies that were stolen by Deskarites from Baphamites and vice versa. One of them is near the entrance to the fortress, while another one lies by the entrance to the citadel. Well, that is valuable information. Of course it is. I wouldn't waste your time. Cracking his knuckles, Crinukh gives you an inquisitive look. I hope that when the time comes for you to make real decisions instead of hypothetical ones, your wisdom won't fail you. Just one bad choice can turn a revered leader into a disgraced pariah. I've seen it happen before. I lived through something like that. My tribe suffered a disaster caused by just one bad choice. Can you even imagine? The kobold squints sadly, his shoulders slumping a bit. With a sigh, he begins to talk. I don't like telling this story, but it might be useful for you to know it. Perhaps it will serve as a warning. Will you tell me? I was born into the mighty and proud tribe of the Knight Ruby. Our caves were vast, our mine shafts were rich in quartz and metals, and our underground lakes were brimming with fish. And of course we had plenty of slaves. The Knight Ruby was a model of kobold success. It was a tight-knit, greedy and aggressive tribe that intimidated even a few of the nearby human settlements. But there was a flaw underlying our power. Once, long ago, a leader of our tribe signed a pact with devils, promising them the soul of every tribe member in exchange for help and prosperity. Since then, every new WotR had to agree to the pact, and the power of the tribe grew, as did the number of lost souls. It was like that until our leader Urmak came to power. She was a principled and proud elder who did not want to bend the knee to hell. So she refused to sign the pact, and all kinds of calamities befell our tribe. The tribe was attacked by its neighbors at the devil's instigation. Epidemics broke out, and then our slaves rebelled. They came after their former masters in the dead of night. Our clutches of eggs were ravaged, our altars were desecrated, and our warriors were slain in their burrows. The slaves paid us in full for our cruelty and arrogance, hunted us, chasing us down through the caves and mine shafts, level by level. When we were finally left alone, we had no idea where we were. All we saw around us was darkness, and lurking in that darkness were bloodthirsty and dangerous predators. After raising his voice dramatically, Crinukh suddenly stops. And then he adds with a teasing smile, I think this moment is enough of a cliffhanger to stop here. I'd like to know more about you. I'm flattered, but what is so special about me? I have never accomplished any feats on the battlefield. I don't know any special crafts, and I don't even belong to an exotic species. I don't have the slightest idea what you would find so interesting about me. Let's get rid of this one. What do you do? I am a traveling bard, and I can already foresee your next question. How does a bard who also happens to be a kobold manage to earn a living? All the civilized races of Avistan know that when you encounter a kobold, the best course of action is to smash its skull, trample it with a horse, and then burn the remains just in case. Well, the prejudice that civilized peoples have regarding my kind is quite understandable. Our infamy as robbers and murderers is more than deserved. So, just imagine the spectacle in any tavern when an articulate kobold in decent clothes shows up, offering to share a story or two for a few coins and a mug of ale. I assure you, no matter how big of a deal you are here, if we drop by any tavern in Andoran, all eyes will be on me. I am an exotic oddity. Why did you decide to come here to the Worldwound? I just don't like it when the residents of the lower planes get involved in the lives of mortals. I firmly believe that we do not need any advisors to help us handle our own affairs. And we need overlords even less. You're different from other kobolds. So, you were expecting this stupid kobold to praise dragons and boast about his exploits? Crinukh grins mischievously. My life has given me many opportunities to communicate with beings from other races, so I found a common language with them. I have no more questions. That's good, because I'm starting to run out of answers. I have a question about demons. You mentioned you know a lot about them. My humble knowledge is at your disposal. What is the demon's main weakness? It's the fact that they are hostages to their own nature. And by their nature, demons are just a bunch of mad apes, a grotesque parody of ordinary chaos. You don't need to make a bunch of apes angry, you just give one of them a banana and arm the other one with a stick. They'll kill each other without your direct intervention. How do you know so much about demons? Crinukh gives you a long and heavy look. I have had some experience with them, and I don't want to go into the details right now. Do you know anything about wounds inflicted by demons that first appear, then disappear, and later reappear again? Do I need to resort to platitudes such as the weirdest tricks can be expected from demons, or can I just skip that part? I have never heard anything like you're describing, but new sorts of nasty stuff appear in the Worldwound every day. However, if we think about it some more, don't you think that this wound doesn't cause enough trouble to be something the demons did to you on purpose? When you're hit by the magic of the abyss, you know instantly that death is coming your way, and fast. Everything is clear to me now. That's a bold statement. Yes, I've also felt that it is a bold statement and wonder why that is a conversational option in these conversations. I'd like to hear the story of your travels. It's a long one. Which part would you like to know? That's the one that we've already heard. Have you heard about my unusual powers? I've heard that you are either extremely lucky or quite the opposite. You survived the massacre in Canabras just to spearhead a new suicide mission. On the other hand, you survived then, and most likely you will survive now. Good luck in this noble endeavor. I have to go. Good luck. I believe you will need it. That's the reason why I never saw him again. I never went back here. Hopefully I'll remember that we need to go back here. Very curious kobold. Remember when we played back in the day, I think it was Neverwinter Nights, the original one, where you had a kobold bard join your party, Deacon, who was singing the Doom song. It was quite amusing. Kind of like that guy. Let's head back to camp and have a look at our equipment before we wrap up the episode. Oh, someone is approaching us right before the camp. Ah, it's in the camp. Now what? The zoom. You wake up in the middle of the night to screams and the sounds of battle. A moment later, Anivia bolts into the tent. Commander, are you alright? Miss Desna, we are in trouble. The camp is under attack. Lan, bow in hand, is right behind her. The fools. This is no war camp, it's a garden party. I warned them to watch the sky. What is going on? Report your status. It is a complete mess. The camp is on fire. Winged beasts are attacking from the sky, trying to snatch our people away. We need to mount a defense, and quickly. Who attacked us? I don't know. I can't see anything at all in the dark. All I can say is that they are attacking from the sky, not charging us from the ground. I got a closer look at them. I don't think they're demons, more like flying statues. At least their skin's like stone. Regular weapons are all but useless. Gargoyles again. I see. 2 arms. Well, I did not expect that to happen. That kind of leaves us in a little awkward situation in regards to gear, which was my plan to look through before we do things. But apparently I'm not going to get that option now. Well, I suppose I could equip up gear and... Thunfix and Lan, but yeah. We will have to do this in the next episode. We are already at 40 minutes, so I remember this segment. I just didn't remember that it would happen now. But it also explains why our armies couldn't go any further. So, on that note, if you do have any questions and or comments, please do feel free to leave those in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I hope to see you all in the next episode.